holidays can be a stressful time of year and a sad one, especially if you're a caregiver. Caregivers have a full plate, and maintaining balance is really important.
So how do you not only survive the holidays, but enjoy them as well? Well, here with us is health and aging expert Anthony Cirillo to help navigate these waters. Hello and welcome to the show. How you doing, sir?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, caregivers, such an important thing to talk about. Caregivers want to do everything, but the reality is that they cannot, right? So what is the most important thing for caregivers to know, especially during this busy season?
So I think the first one is reset your expectations. So this is actually the first time in 5 years that my wife and I are not caregivers. So, but it's a stressful time. And so you really have to look at the expectations and kind of reset them. I admit I'm Clark Griswold. You know, I want the perfect Christmas. You know, I want everything to go right. So, you know, if it's about, you know, I'm Italian, we make those pizzelli cookies, you know, whatever. So maybe you don't make them this year. Maybe you give the recipe to somebody else. You hand it down to the family and make somebody else do that. Decorating. I'm a fanatic with decorating as well. And so maybe you think about, well, maybe I don't decorate the whole house. Maybe I put something sentimental up. Maybe I ask for help. Maybe I farm it out. There's professional decorating companies. Now we know caregiving, you know, financially that might not be feasible, but example, last year our Rotary in Huntersville had the young folks in the Rotary actually went out and decorated houses as part of a charity event. So, you know, that's important. The other thing is maintain traditions. So, you know, by hook or crook, no matter what's going on, my wife and I are going to sit down and watch White Christmas, Christmas with the Cranks, whatever it is. As I mentioned to you, today's our anniversary. We're going to go to the Southern Christmas show. As crazy as that sounds, that's our tradition. And so maintain those traditions. Also, you know, make a list of the things you normally do and maybe put down next to it, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do this, the do, the don't, and the delegate.
I think it's freeing to delegate and to let go of some things. You know, it can be very helpful, especially if you're overwhelmed.
Well, here's another thing that's very, very stressful at this during time. Gift giving provides so much stress. So how do you even manage your expectations when you're almost required to give gifts? Well,
to see the required maybe is something you need to reconsider. You know, so I flip it a little bit. So first of all, as a caregiver, you should be getting the gifts. So you know, the first gift for yourself is to think about your own health. And so this is a great time of year to take stock, make sure, you know, you're up to date with your appointments and your doctor's appointments, all those types of things. You know, pamper yourself with a massage or a manicure or whatever it might be. If somebody does ask you, what do you want the gift of time. Can you watch mom, or can you take her out shopping? We had neighbors do that when my mom was down here a couple times. And then when it comes to the gift giving, I mean, you know, we have a big extended family, and the tendency is to want to buy for everybody. Maybe you don't have to buy for everybody. It's also caregiving is financial burden, so people will understand. And yes, it's okay to give gift cards, and yes, it's okay to shop online. You know, a lot of times people, you just don't have the bandwidth to really think out the special gifts every year, and the people are understanding. I think they'll understand that.
Gosh, I think so too. It's just not that big of a deal, and you get yourself so worked up over it, you know. And if you are a caregiver, you've got a lot going on. You don't have to worry about running around getting gifts for everyone. You can't avoid this, Anthony. You know, some families are broken and fractured and have conflict. Do you have advice for surviving the holidays with people with whom you may have a conflict?
Yes, and you overlay politics and it gets even worse anymore. So I think it's best to clear the air before a holiday gathering, and if not, make some kind of agreement that we're going to table this discussion until afterwards. You know, a lot of times caregiving comes down to maybe one person really has the burden, and so if the other family's at a distance and it may be strained, maybe in your holiday card you want to write a note to them and explain the situation of what's going on with mom or dad. And then when you do get together, you really want to make sure that you're in the moment, enjoying the moment, but also having those important conversations, you know, maybe when you're alone with your siblings, and also looking around to see how safe the house is and all these other types of things, you know, to make sure mom or dad are going to be okay. And then you can resume discussions afterwards. You know, thank your family afterwards for, you know, pitching in and visiting and helping out any way they can, and you know, maybe write a thank you note to them after.
That's a great idea. Anthony, thank you so much. TheAgingExperience.com. Go to that website for more information. TheAgingExperience.com. Happy anniversary to you and your wife.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.